So, this is my review of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, right? The thing you've been expecting the most from me, right? And we're gonna start off with the campaign. What do I think of the campaign? It's okay, and it's tedious. That's kind of all I have to say, right? A great example of this would be the skyscraper mission, right? Where you hunt down the terrorists, you get in an elevator, and you have this whole kind of like alien isolation kind of mission segment, right? And you kill one with a shiv, you get the craft and whatnot, and you get his gun, but guess what though? Not enough ammo, so you have to find another weapon, right, to kill him. That's not the gun, right? And it's just drawn out, and a lot of things, like a lot of the stealth mission in particular, same thing, very drawn out. I was done with it within 10 minutes. Like, it is just overly tedious and not fun. And like I said before, in one of my, I think it was my shorts, right, that the last Call of Duty I played was Black Ops 2, right? Now, some might say that you should have left it there, but I didn't. I took the plunge with MW2, and honestly, I do enjoy it. But the thing about it is, the game has a bit of a problem, right? I would say it has to do with communication, right, between what the game wants and how the game communicates what it wants to the player, right? I really feel like in this game, it's just not there, comparative to like Black Ops 2, right? Where the game says, hey, we want you to do this, and you understand. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do exactly that. In this game, not so much. You have to be very reliant on like the waypoint system. And it's annoying, right? Because it's like, you know, I like the hallway system more because it's like you had a better communication between the game and the player of the game, right? So that's what I think of, well, the campaign. Now the multiplayer. Now, I enjoy it. In fact, I love it. Actually, I'll say this. I haven't been this excited to play a game in years. Mainly because the games I were excited for were complete letdowns, right? You know, Halo 4, letdown. Fallout 4, guess what? Also letdown, especially in its story. Very much a letdown, because it's as if it wasn't predictable what was going to happen. But this game, I love it. I love the controls. I love how it feels. I want to play it, right? Like, I haven't felt that feeling in years, and I mean years, right? It reminds me when, you know, I was in high school, right? You're in school, and like, I want to go and play a game, right? You know, that feeling, and I haven't had that feeling in years. And this game gives it to me, I'll say that. And I love it, I enjoy it, I like how it feels, like the gunplay, the gameplay, everything. It just feels great. And the communication between the character and the actual player is awesome. I like it where you don't really feel like you're fighting the character. Now, like a game like Battlefield, right? Battlefield has always had that problem, right? You always feel like you're fighting the character that you're playing, right? Where it's like, the character's like, I could do that, but I don't want to. As if like you're almost like in a cooperative relationship, right? Is the way to put it. So I like that. It feels great. It really does.
So you don't work.
And now the thing I don't like a lot is the skill-based matchmaking. Like I said, the last game I played was Black Ops 2, right? Obviously, you know, skill-based matchmaking existed back then, but not like the way it does today. And I get why people don't like it. I really do. You know, and you have many people who just go and rant. Every video about Call of Duty is pretty much about a rant for a lot of the older Call of Duty people, like Blame Truth, right? Where pretty much every single one is just a complete rant about the game. And the reality is, yes, does it suck? Yes. And I think the thing that actually makes the skill-based matchmaking, what makes it worse, right? Especially after the recent update we had, was that the game cares more about the skill of the players than the playability of the match, right? Now, you might be saying, what the fuck do you mean by that, right? What I mean is that it'll put you with people who are in the same skill range as you, right? But that's if they're available, right? But here's the issue. the game will go out of its way to put you in a fair game skill-wise, but it'll put you in a server that's really far away, right? So like I said, I live in the southwest of America, and it'll put you in servers that are like near Maine, Michigan kind of thing, right? And the problem is it creates an unfair and unbalanced game because like, well, if I have to deal with more latency and more ping, especially ping fluctuation, which these servers have a ton of, by the way, where if you're not in a very local server, your ping is just erratic. I mean, I have my ping where it goes from like 40, 30, 60, 200, back down to 70. You know, it's just all over the place. Rubber banding is an issue. Actually too much to the point that I actually had to use an Ethernet port, right, to even really be even able to play. Really, like it's just ridiculous, just how kind of bullshit it is, right? And that's the thing that's ironic. It's like they care so much about the skill-based matchmaking that they actually make the game itself unfair, right? Where it's like, it's not my fault that I'm above average, right, or something like that. It's like, that's not the person who's playing's fault. And like, I think that's even worse to sit there and say, okay, well, you're gonna play in a worse server that's further away, so that you're pretty much not gonna even be on a skill level even equal to them, because the only way how you can be on the same skill level is if you're really on, well, one, the same hardware, right, let's be honest, but also the same server. Like, you have to be within the same proximity with each other for it to even be fair, and it's not. Like I said, my ping for the most part should always sit around 31. And the thing that pisses me off the most, right, is that a lot of multiplayers still to this day have absolutely terrible servers, right? It's annoying when CSGO, right, a game that's 10 years old, is the multiplayer game that gets servers right. For 10 years, there's not a game that has done servers better than CSGO. And I don't understand it, where it's like their servers are unwaveringly consistent. It's always, for me, 31 ping, no matter what, 31 ping. And I don't understand that, right? It kind of, honestly, pisses me off, right? Where it's just like, if you're gonna have a multiplayer game, you should have good servers, right? So, but that's a little bit of a tangent now. And we're gonna move on to the guns, right? The thing that everyone loves, right? The gunsmithing system and the tuning, right? Now, what do you think about the guns? The guns are great. I think the majority of the guns are awesome to use. They're fun. Some of them are really bad, right? You know, the M16. Why is it even in the game? I don't know. It's honestly, the M16 is not even a fair gun to use, because it's like every gun in the game is better than the M16. I mean, handguns. A handgun is better than the M16. The F-TAC Recon? That gun sucks too. And same thing, why is it in the game? It's unusable. It's honestly like fucking torture using those guns. Or like the Kastov 545, right? Same thing. Even though the Kastov 545 should in a sense be identical just to the standard Kastov, but it's not. It sucks. It's a I like to call is a hit marker magnet, because all it gives you is fucking hit markers, and it sucks. And I don't understand where it's like you have a gun like this in the game where it's like it's almost unusable. Like, it's like, are you just trying to like torture people? Like the M16, like really? It's a 2-shot burst. Yeah, it's a 2-shot. What? How? Why? Why is it a 2-shot burst? It should be like how it used to be, a 1-shot burst, which would make sense for a game like this. But it's like, nope, 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 nope. It's a 2-shot burst. And not just that, it's even more annoying because the 2-shot burst has a delay in between. So you have one burst, then you have to wait a couple of seconds, and then there's another burst. It takes forever. I'm like, why? If you're making at least 2-shot, at least make the, you know, the actual gap between when it fires, at least decrease it. But now it's like, nope, 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 no, we're not doing that. Nope. And it's horrible. Like, it's not good at any range. Like, up close, it sucks. Medium range, it still sucks. Long range, guess what? It's not even accurate enough to even fucking hit anyone at long range. Okay, I mean, that thing's stability is so low, it's not usable at long range of any kind. So, I don't understand that. Where you have guns in the game that are so bad, they're not usable. It is honestly like, I feel like they put it in the game just be like, it's torture. That's all it's there for. We're just here to torture you, to make it miserable, right? Or they might buff them. I highly doubt that because I mean, mind you, if you, I don't know how you're like, well, these guns now they're perfect. Like, no, it sucks, right? It sucks. Right? Like the cast off 545. It fucking sucks. The only thing that thing gives you is a fucking hit marker. I mean, I have had times where I've emptied half the magazine into someone, and it was just, all hit markers, right? It's like, why is it a hit marker machine? Like, what is this thing, a fucking typewriter? Like, I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. I'll never get it. But yeah, I mean, like, the progression system, I like it. I like how you have to use other guns, right, to get other guns, to also get other attachments. I do like it. I think people would love it more, but people don't. And why? Because you have guns that are fucking torture to use. Like the M16, like the F-TAC. Now, to be fair, the cast-off 545 is not as bad, but it's pretty fucking bad. So, you know. Now, the attachment system. I love it, right? I love the attachment system. I love how many attachments there are because I just enjoy it. I really do, especially the tuning system. I love the tuning system. Now, I know a lot of people, like other Call of Duty people who are big into the Call of Duty, that are big in the Call of Duty community. Like Birdman, for example, he doesn't like the tuning, right? He doesn't understand it, and I get it. Is it complicated? Oh yes, it is complicated, but I love it. To be fair, I think it's because a lot of people don't understand what a lot of things do, and where I've quite literally spent probably hours just screwing around and trying to make the perfect gun setup. And I just love doing it because, I mean, the gun setups I make are bangers, right? Where some of them are kind of like almost just like cheating. But that's besides the point. But I love it though. I enjoy it. Is it complex? Yes. I will say you have a lot of attachments that are useless. I don't understand why they exist, but it's like, oh, we have this attachment. It's like, why does this attachment exist? Like, what? I feel like you just put it in the game just to have it, kind of thing. Which some of them are there for exactly that. So, you know. But yeah, no, I love it. I enjoy it. I get it. Is it complicated? Yes. Now the gunsmithing system, is it new? No, it's not new. It's not new to me, at least, right? I think maybe for me, a lot of people, it's possibly new. However, it's not new to me because I think really like the first game that really introduced the gunsmithing system was it Ghost Recon Future Soldier, right? It was the first one. And really that system changed a lot of multiplayer games to be the way they were, right? That's why Battlefield 4 became much more focused in many ways about gun customization than BF3. BF3's gun customization was very generic, right? Would be the way to put it. But in particular, that is probably the most important about class subs is your perks, right? And I don't understand why there's even perks in the game, honestly. I don't understand. It doesn't even make sense to me, okay? First and foremost, it doesn't even make any sense. First of all, why do we have perk packs? Why? It seems like the most arbitrary thing possible. It's like, oh yeah, here's a pack for perks. Like, what? Really? Why? I think it's just stupid. I'm sorry, you might disagree. I think it's dumb. Okay. But also, there's also not a whole lot of perks, really. Like, blue, you have a few, right? Obviously, overkill, it's overkill. I mean, not intended, you know. But No, but on seriousness though, is that overkill feels like it's necessary. The one that allows you to track, same thing, feels almost necessary. The one that also gives you extended sprinting, same thing, feels necessary. Like, really, those three, in my opinion, are the most useful. The rest of them are so specific for certain situations that, yeah, I get it, but really, I wouldn't even bother. Like, I wouldn't even bother. It's just like, why, you know? And then you have your yellow or red. Yeah, I think it's yellow, right? Or orange, actually. And your orange perks, okay, there's only one that's even good. And obviously, I should say that's not true. There's two that's good, but really there's one that's the best, right? And that is sleight of hand. The rest of them, I'm like, what the fuck are these even for? Like, these are so specific situations that I don't understand it. Because usually perks are meant to be very broad and very generic, right? The reason being is that they're meant to be useful in a lot of scenarios. And usually people who are running, I would say, not the standard perks that are good, are usually people who die a lot. Just saying. Yeah, sleight of hand, it's kind of the only one. Or, what is it? Hardline, right? The other one. That's useful too, obviously. But, yeah, I feel like sleight of hand is like the perk you're gonna have for your orange perk. And then your green, right? Now, for green, you have High Alert, awesome perk. You have the one that allows you to heal after a kill. I forget what it's called, but it has a timer with a medical cross in it. Right, that one. For some reason I forget. Oh, it's Quick Fix. That's what it is. And then I think it's Ghost, right, which is the one that allows you to not be seen by UAV. Same thing. Right. Those three, useful, right? Now, the problem is, though, is the way how this system is implemented, because obviously you have your first two that are blue, then your third, which is your orange, and your fourth, which is green. The problem is, though, in a lot of the short matches like Kill Confirmed, Team Deathmatch, or even Domination, right, the matches aren't even long enough for you to really use those perks. I really feel like the whole perk setup where it's like, oh, well, you earn them as you go, I think is really meant for like ground war than anything else, right? So I feel like the system is flawed. I feel like it would have been better if you had like the base form of perk where it's like, okay, you have sleight of hand, right? And hey, sleight of hand helps you to throw things faster and also reload faster. But hey, you know what? There's a sleight of hand pro that after a certain time frame it upgrades to automatically, right? That would make more sense, because the problem is with the perk setup is that you really are not going to build your orange to green perks for your class. Realistically, you're not going to, because you don't have access to it for the entire match. So why would you? That's pointless. Anyone would understand that. So they kind of became really useless. So yeah, the perk setup I am not a big fan of. I feel like it's just kind of arbitrary. I know a lot of people said that, where it's like, no one asked for the system, but they did it anyways. I get it in theory, but I feel like it's really just not implemented in its best form, right? And that kind of about wraps it up for the review for MW2. Like I said, I love it. Do I think it's worth buying? Yes. Do I have complaints? Definitely. And overall, I think it's a great game. I think the people complaining are just overly complaining, or they're just in some way kind of spoiled, I guess you would say. But for me, I love the game and I enjoy it, and I love playing it. Like, I want to play the game, which, like I said, I haven't felt that in a long time. So, and thank you for your time.